One of my favorite tags to use is, I call it the A player tag. Whether it's previous candidates that you've placed, people that you've spoken to that weren't quite a fit for the exact role you're working, but you knew like, hey, this candidate is an incredible person. Wherever they end up, I know they're going to do well.
Initiating becoming a hiring machine sequence in 3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, it's Sam Keenley, and welcome to Becoming a Hiring Machine. This is the show dedicated to fixing recruitment by going beyond saying what needs to change, instead teaches you how to make that change. Today, we've got a great Tactical Tuesday episode ahead of us, but before we get into that, I just want to tell you a little bit about the show. Essentially, we have shows within the show here. Some days we have interviews with industry thought leaders and others who are shaking up the space, while other days we cover things like trending topics. Stop by every Tuesday like today for a Tactical Tuesday episode where we go deep on how to do something that's going to help you drive better results in your day-to-day. Some days we open up for Q&A, and other days you get a mic drop episode from Matt where he shares something he's been thinking about within the recruitment space and wants you to know. Now, as a reminder, if you like the content we share here on the show, make sure that you subscribe for more. All right, today's Tactical Tuesday. It's no secret that your database is your biggest asset. One of the most underused or best use cases of it is really leveraging it when you do have new jobs. So I know a lot of people, you understand the MPC approach and what you want to be doing with that there, but you may not always have like one MPC that immediately comes to mind when a new job comes in or something else that you want to start. So the tip that I want to get into today is around the topic of just tags. You can use it in tags in Loxo. I'm sure you can use this in any platform really at the end of the day. But for those listening on the audio side, I am going to have a video that supports this as well as I'm going to show you how I would think about it in Loxo, but I'll talk through it as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to jump in and I'm going to show what it looks like as I do get into Loxo. And so you can see here we've got it's one of our test databases and everything else. So what I've done is I have it in currently, it's in the recruiting CRM view. So I can just see all the different people that I have in my database. And so where I want to get into this with this is, say you're working a specific, whether it's an industry, a leadership level. So say, you were going after an exec search or something like that. One of my favorite tags to use is, I call it the A player tag. And what it is whether it's previous candidates that you've placed, people that you've spoken to that weren't quite a fit for the exact role you're working, but you knew like, hey, this candidate is an incredible person. Wherever they end up, I know they're going to do well. So that's one of the first things that I always like to do is tag those people in the database. And so within your own database, within your CRM, you can absolutely search this. So you could go and you could look for it specifically within the tags view, but that's also what I say, like, that's what Boolean's for at the end of the day. So I always just call it A player. So I pop that into Boolean, and you'll see now my list has filtered down to the 3 people in this what started as a small database example of those that I've said like, hey, these are A players. And so from here, you're going to see, it's different members within the Loxo team. So we have Ilya, we have Matt, we have Nicole. And this is where I'd start to hone in a little bit more. And I'm going to click on one of them just to show you an example of what I mean by this. And these are the different ways that I then like to use and build off these tags is at the bottom. So I've said, hey, like Ilya is an A player. And then the other things that I do like to get into is just like, what industries has he served? So I have like computer software in here. I have SaaS in here. You could have, anything that's relevant, healthcare, manufacturing, you name it, the list is there. But this is going to help you whittle in. So when you do start working different jobs in different industries, niches, you can quickly find out that you can add it into the search as well. But that's one of them, the job function. So he's like a CTO. And the other thing that I like to do with the job function segment is look at it in terms of like either their current position, seniority level function, or their growth one. Because again, if you're going and proactively sourcing for these individuals, you're probably going to want to be talking to candidates who are looking for their next opportunity, which isn't necessarily going to be a lateral one. So that's where I'd say, he's already a CTO, so he'll probably want to stay in a CTO type position. But say you were looking at someone who is a director of engineering, a director of product, you'd probably put, director of engineering. I'd also put like VP. So you can have them in that way and look at it from the growth angle as well. So yeah, that's what I like to do from there. But again, it's just leveraging your database. So you don't have to go and start every search from scratch. But I would say like, who are your best people that you've ever spoken to, you want to work with? Start with them. So it's a super, super, super easy way to leverage just the tags field to whittle in on this instead of trying to remember names, going and pulling up specific lists. Again, just leverage your database. So again, in the example, say you knew that you wanted to have someone who was in I'll say it like SAS specifically. Keep using that Boolean. So you can put in SAS there. So again, I have all three of these people tagged as SAS, but say you wanted someone who was going to be, an executive CTO. I'll use the example and I'll pop in, A player and CTO. And now you're going to see it whittles it down to one. So in your instance, you probably have multiple of these, but it's a super quick way to leverage your own database, make the most of it and everything else there. So I hope that was a helpful tip for you all on this Tactical Tuesday. But again, it's something that I see the best recruiters doing, and also something I say, like, this is where you should really let your tech work for you. This is what it's here for, to make your life easier and better. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If you enjoyed it, as I said, let me know. And shoot us an email, podcast@loxo.co. Leave us a rating in your podcast streaming platform. It takes 3 seconds, but it's going to help other recruiters like you to find us. So as we wrap, Becoming a Hiring Machine is a production of Loxo. If you did like this episode and you're not sure where to go next, we've got a link to a similar one in the show notes. You can find those in your favorite podcast streaming platform as well as on our website. Full video episode is available on YouTube as well. As I said, we showed some video clips here, so we'll definitely want to get you those. As I mentioned, send us emails if you ever have questions, comments. podcast@loxo.co. And as I said, just hope you enjoyed this one. It was a fun Tactical Tuesday. So hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, bye y'all.